Hi everyone, and welcome to this new Cubzh video where we're going to learn how to create some items with Cubz's own voxel editor. And of course, many thanks to Cubzh for sponsoring this episode. Today we're gonna see how you can create a custom item using Cubz's in-house voxel editor. So we'll explore the fundamentals of this tool and detail a big part of its interface by making this little teddy bear head model. Before we dive into the editor itself, however, let's first have a detailed look at our model, and in particular at its dimensions. This will make it easier to create our model later on in the editor. If I enable the grid view on my model and I go into the front view, you see that my bear head is 10 cubes wide and 10 cubes high, plus 2 extra cubes for the ears. If we check the side view, we see it's also 10 cubes deep. So it's basically a 10 by 10 by 10 cube with the ears and the nose pointing out at the front. Okay, so with that in mind, let's now hop in Cubzh and in the welcome screen, go to the build section by clicking this button at the top left. The build screen is divided in 3 parts: the items, the wearables, and the worlds. Each section shows you your own unique assets for each category. Today we're going to focus on the first section. So let's click on the new button in the bottom right corner of the panel, which brings up another pop-up where we need to pick a name for our item. It is essential to remember that, as recalled here, item names cannot be changed after creation. That's because since all items are public and accessible to other creators, they may be used in Cubzh worlds that you or other made, and so it needs to remain linked at all times. By the way, that's also why you can't delete your items. Anyway, if you start to type in the name of your item, you see that this base name will automatically be prefixed with your own Cubzh username. This is quite cool because it allows you to easily know who made which item, it serves as a simple copyright-like protection for creators, and it enables multiple creators to make items with the same name. Once you've chosen a name, just click the Create button. You'll be taken to the edit screen of your new item, where you can see a preview of the object. For now it's just a single blue cube. You can set a description, and you can even duplicate it into another item asset. To actually edit the item, let's go to the Edit button at the bottom right. Okay, at this point we're finally in the voxel editor. If it's your first time here, don't worry, we'll discuss the various tools and buttons as we go along. First of all, to navigate in the 3D space, we can use the mouse buttons. The red mouse button and drag pans the camera, and it also moves the focus point to a specific cube in the object. This focus cube is highlighted with white corners, and it's the object that the camera will rotate around. The left mouse button and drag rotates the camera around this focus point. And finally, the mouse wheel lets us zoom in and zoom out. Of course, here I'm going to discuss the controls and the UI on a computer. However, most of it is equivalent on mobiles and tablets, except that you use touches to navigate and you pinch for the zoom. To start off, let's enable the grid with this icon in the top right corner to better visualize our object's dimensions. Even though, for now, of course, it's just a single cube. Now, if we want to edit our object, we can use the toolbar in the bottom right corner. The first buttons allow us to pick a mode. Either we're adding cubes, or we're removing cubes, or we're painting cubes with our current color. So for example, right now, as it's my palette color is set to brown, and I'm in add mode. So if I click on the face of the cube already in my model, I'll add a new cube next to it that is brown. If I switch to remove mode, I can then re-click on this brown cube to delete it. And if I click on the first cube in paint mode, it will turn brown according to my current palette color. Of course, I can also click in the palette itself to change my current color and then re-click on the cube to rechange its color. Okay, so let's say that this is our base teddy bear color and we want to start making our basic 10 by 10 by 10 cube head shape. To do this, a naive approach could be to just go back to add mode and then click again and again until we have made our entire cube. But this would mean clicking nearly 100 times. So luckily, Cubzh voxel editor has a few tricks up its sleeve to help us. First of all, we can use the mirror mode to quickly create symmetrical parts in our object. To enable it, we'll just click on the mirror icon in the toolbar at the bottom, and then on our cube. You see it brings up a semi-transparent white plane that indicates the symmetry plane. To rotate it and copy our cubes from right to left or left to right, we can click on this button in the Tools submenu until we get the right symmetry plane. And now what's great is that if we click to add a cube on the right, it automatically appears on the left too. So we can quickly make a line of 10 cubes. Of course, the only problem is that because we're doing a symmetry with respect to a cube's position, we can only create an odd number of cubes. So to add our 10th cube and finish our baseline, we'll disable our mirror mode by re-clicking the mirror tool and immediately switching back to add mode. But now, how can we easily turn this line of 10 cubes into a grid of 10 by 10 to make the horizontal base of our bear head? Again, the good news is there's a trick to that. At the moment, if you look at the options in the top right corner, you see that we are in the 1 cube mode, meaning that we add, remove or paint 1 cube at a time when we click. But if we switch to the face mode by clicking on this other icon, now whenever we add, remove or paint, the editor will apply the operation to all the connected cubes of the same color, and we will thus be able to extrude an entire set of 10 cubes from our line with just one click. This makes it quite easy to create our 10 by 10 bottom grid, and we've now got our base shape for our teddy bear head. In fact, we can then do the exact same thing to extrude this grid upwards into an actual cube of 10 by 10 by 10 cubes, just by clicking 9 more times. Now let's choose one side and use it for the face of our bear. We'll first go back to the 1 cube mode and switch to a lighter color tint in the palette, and then we'll add our 3 by 4 base rectangle for the nose, and then we'll extrude it twice to get the actual nose shape. We'll then go in paint mode, pick a black color and repaint the top 2 cubes of our bear's nose. Similarly, we can use the paint tool to give eyes to our bear, using our black color first and then a white color for the little sparkle. For the ears, the process is almost identical. We'll first use the 1 cube mode to create the base rectangle shapes, then extrude them with the face mode, and recolor the inside of the ears with our light brown color. And there we are! If we zoom out and disable the grid display, we see that we've now created our little teddy bear head entirely in cubes in just a few minutes. Now that we're done, we can wait for the next autosave, or go to the left bar to actually click the button and save our model manually. And then we just need to exit to the main menu, and we see the preview has been updated, and our teddy bear head is ready to be imported in whichever Cubzh game we want. Note as a little bonus that a really cool thing with Cubzh color palette is you can even bring down the opacity level, also called the alpha component, to make some semi-transparent blocks in your models. Anyway, just to wrap this up, to actually use our teddy bear head in a Cubzh world, we can just click on this button of its edit screen to copy its unique code to our clipboard, and then inside the world, add it to the list of items to load, and spawn it in the scene as a new shape to directly put our teddy bear item as a 3D object in the game. But we'll talk more about Cubzh worlds and the basics of creating your own game in upcoming episodes. So in the meantime, if you're curious about Cubzh and you want to learn more, feel free to go say hi on their Discord and join the community. And of course, don't hesitate to like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel to not miss the next ones. As always, thanks for watching, and take care.